Hey, we are here. Yes, we are. It is Thursday, which is Friday Eve, and it is Friday at the same time. Hi, everybody. We are here again on another episode of what? The Question Live Show with your host, your one and only Verona Willis-Brown. That is moi. Uh-huh. We are here again. This is a platform created just for you to come on in here where we inspire, we empower, but most of all, we support each other. Yes, indeed. When we created this platform, it was created for you creatives. So come on in, showcase your work, bring in your work so we could work together. Work that you have been working on, work that you have accomplished, so we could celebrate you. It is a platform where we teach and we learn because we are students and teachers at the same time. So when we come on in here, we learn and we teach together. It is a teaching platform. So when you come on in this house, you're going to learn a thing or two. Yes, indeed, you're going to learn a thing or two. And when you learn a thing or two, what happens? We teach it to somebody else. Because whatever we learn, it is not really for us to keep. We want to teach it to somebody else. They're here, you're here, learning is earning, learning is learning. Listen, and we hear this before that knowledge is power. But knowledge is not power unless we share what we acquire. When we acquire knowledge, it is for us to share with each other. So let me tell you, this show is about sharing. This we hear this before that sharing is caring. But honey, it is not just sharing is caring. That sounds so fluid because we say it so often that it sounds so fluid. But let me tell you something. Sharing is a part of our DNA and caring is a part of our DNA. So when we put those two together, we become sharers and carers of the world. The world needs people to care and the world needs people to share. So when we show up, we're showing up to tell you that we care about you. We care about what you're doing. We care about what you need help with. We care about standing with you and supporting you. When I show up here every single day, almost, when I show up here, anytime I show up here, I'm showing up to let you know that, listen, we are in this together. We are all on this journey together. Yes, we are. We are little branches on a tree that say, hey, we are one big tree. And we're all little branches and we're here to bear fruit. When God created us, He created us to be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. What is He talking about when He said that? When we are saying God put us to multiply, it's not talking about you having a natural baby from the inside and bringing a biological child. It is said that we must be fruitful and multiply with the gifts that we have on our DNA, the talents that we develop throughout the time, and put it together, work together so we can ignite each other. That is multiplication. So your gift might just be the gift that I need to help me multiply on my journey. My gifts and my talents might just be what you need to multiply on your journey. So I said to you, search out and find those who need your gifts and your talent. Search out and find those who you can send a lending hand. We need each other. Put the hand out, put a finger out, say, hey, you know how we used to do this? Put your finger, latch your finger together because sometimes you're like, oh, I don't want to grip your hand. Latch onto your finger and help somebody. Support somebody. Now listen, when we are talking about support, all things that we hear support, we are thinking of money. We are thinking so much of money, so much money. Oh, support me, talking about money. No, but support simply means that you show up. You show up and raise it, stretch your hand out. You support and congratulate somebody. You show up and you encourage somebody. You show up and say, ooh, I acknowledge you. That is support. Support simply means that you're giving a thank you note. Support simply means that you're saying, giving a compliment. Support is just simply mean that you're showing up and taking action. So you see, support is not really about I am giving you money or you are giving me money or you acquire so much money that you don't want to give nobody your money. Because we're not really asking you for that, right? We're not asking you to say, like, oh, give us your money. That is up to you who you want to share your money with. But at the end of the day, let us remember that you did not get that money by yourself. I'm just saying. So that is just my take on that as we open another episode where we stand in support of each other. It is Thursday, which is Friday Eve, and it is Fridays for somebody. Why did I say that? Because this is a global platform. Simply mean when I show up in one day, it's another day opening. Because God is so good to us that He allows us to expand ourselves into different regions around the world, globally. And once we stretch ourselves globally, virtually, globally, you said it's almost the same thing, virtually, globally. God allow us to expand ourselves. Simply mean that when we can't reach you in person, we are going to reach from the four corners of the world globally. So right now, it is a good morning for somebody. Right now, it's a good evening for somebody. And right now, it is good night for somebody. Whichever way we look at it, I just want to say I am glad that you show up. I am glad that you present yourself here. You took your time out and you come on in here for another episode of the Question Live Show. Now, with that said, I want to say to you, if this is your first time, I mean, absolutely first time tuning in, simply mean you never heard of this host, Verona Willis-Brown, before. You never heard of the All You Free Enough platform, or maybe you glimpsed it, and you just never heard of the Question Live Show before. That makes you a newbie. You are a newcomer. I want to say to you, welcome, because you are new. I ask you just not to peep in from the back seat, but to come on in the audience, put your name, well, I think your name will show up. Put in the comment section that it is your first time. Put me. Put first timers, whichever way you choose. Just let me know that it is your first time. So what? I can acknowledge your presence. Oftentimes we go through life and we don't get acknowledgement. We get accepted, but we don't get acknowledgement. And I want to say to you that I want to acknowledge your presence because you make a difference when you show up here. When you show up here, you're not just an extra number. You are part of the family. Talking about family. For you new people, for you newbie, I want to introduce myself to you. My name is Verona Willis-Brown. I am a native of the most beautiful place in the world. Where is that? That is Jamaica. Yes, indeed. Land and sunshine, sea and lushing cane field and all that good stuff. I'm from the most beautiful island, the most beautiful place in the world. Okay? Just a little bit about my background. Yeah. I am from a huge family. And when I say huge, I mean it's more than 10 people. So you see, that's two hands. So it's more than that. I am a farmer's daughter. Oh my goodness, I love to brag about that. I'm a farmer's daughter. And I love to brag about my parents who are no longer here in the flesh. But guess what? They planted a seed, and that seed is me. Yes, indeed. So let me tell you something. Let me tell you something really, really quick. I like to talk about my farmer's background for a couple reasons. When I go and pick up my story from my farmer's background, I use the analogy of planting a seed because a farmer plants a seed and they wait for the seed to grow. When they wait for that seed to grow, something must produce from that seed. Whether it is a tree springing up to bear fruit or it is a food, a plant in the ground. Let me tell you, if anybody familiar with the farmer's background, you know that the ground food on the ground, right? So we wait for that. But somewhere for you to get something springing up from the land, you got to cultivate the land. You got to maintain that land. You got to pew. You got to do a lot, right? You got to do a lot to get that land going and that tree going and that tree to bear fruits. So that's the same thing. I come back here and I use the analogy of planting a seed. Why? Because most likely the topic or the contents here are going to be related. Yes, because we show up. We were created to plant seeds around the world. Positive seeds bring positive things. So we want to plant positive seeds in you. So what? We could bring forth positive things. Now, that's a little bit about me. You see, because my parents planted a little seed, that little seed grew up to be your host. Yes. So good. I want to say to you, welcome. You are not just here by chance. You are here because of divine connection and I welcome you. So listen to me, as I mentioned, my family is very huge, and you are not the new baby of the family. You will get all the attention tonight. So don't forget to put in the comment section that it is your first time, because I get excited when there is a baby. Oh my goodness, I get so excited when there is a baby in my family. And Lord knows you are the new baby. I'm gonna be excited to know that you are here. So you get special welcome. You get special welcome. Now, for those of you who are tuning in second, third, fourth, fifth, simply mean that you've been here before. Yes, you are a returning audience. And because you are a returning audience, I just want to say to you, I am glad that you are here as well. Welcome. Because when you show up, I show up, we show up together, and we create a whole galaxy of greatness. Why? Because greatness lies inside of us, and we operate from our inside out, and we have the intention to produce great impact, great impression, just greatness. We want to leave great imprints we want to leave great imprints on this earth. So when the generation comes to follow us, they're not just going to see a faded memory of us. They're going to see great impact. So I said, come on in the room and let us work this out together. Listen to me here. Whether you are new or whether you are a returning audience, I want to say to you, we like to celebrate on this channel. Yes, we do. We celebrate whether it is a small win or big win. We like to celebrate for you. It is summer where I am. I don't know about you, but I know some ladies, they're probably like, ooh, I get to fit in my little black dress that I've been waiting for 10 years. I get to fit right on up in here. So guess what happened? I celebrate that. But I want to say to you as well that, listen, here we use a lot of words. Well, we use the F word on this channel. We use it, whether we use it by audio or we apply it, and we only pick 3. We use 3 F words. Oh, how many you know? We use 3. And those are faith, family, and fun. So as I mentioned that you are family. Yes, you are. So you see, we use family up in here. But let's talk about faith. Faith is where God put us together to come here in this space to build a relationship, to build connection, to build a support system. So when you come on in here, you didn't just come on in here by chance. You come on in here because you were divinely directed to come in here. Whether you're browsing somewhere and you saw the word live, you clicked it and you came on in here. So yes, indeed, come on in here. But let me tell you, we like to have fun. Yes, we do. We like to have fun. We like to have fun. We like to have fun right here on this channel. So we like to celebrate, right? And I mentioned before that my family is very, very huge. So come on in. Let me tell you a little bit more of my family story. My family huge. No kidding. My family huge. You see, every single month of the year, I mean, absolutely every month. Every month there is a birthday in my family. From the beginning of January, which is literally January 1st, birthday starts rolling out. All the way to December, we got birthday. Whether 1, 2, or 3, or 4, right? Whatever the case is. So right, and every year we got a graduation. Or maybe a baby being born. Something is happening every year. We have an addition in our family every year. So whether they graduated from pre-K all the way to university, we do have all of that, right? So, like I said, we like to celebrate. So I want to give a big shout out to all the birthday people up in the family for July. Birthday shout out to you. Yes, indeed. I ain't calling no names because you see somebody gonna come like, hey, you missed my name. I'm not trying to get nobody calling me to tell me, oh, you missed my name. No, I don't want to miss nobody's name. So guess what's going to happen? I'm just going to say to you, happy birthday to all the July people. Yes, indeed. Happy birthday to all the July people up in my family. And so if you out there, viewers, if this is your birthday month, if you are celebrating your birthday, your anniversary, your boo's birthday, your children's birthday, your neighbor's birthday, if you're celebrating your godchildren's birthday, somebody, something, a birthday, we like to celebrate with you. Put it in the comment section. If you got married, we would like to celebrate that too. If you met a boo, you got proposed to, we would like to celebrate with you. If you found that you are having a baby, we would like to celebrate with you. If you had a baby, we would like to celebrate you. If your baby reached a milestone, we would like to celebrate you. See, we like to celebrate up in here. Yes. If you develop yourself a little bit more and learn, we would like to celebrate you too. Yeah, if you work on the body a little bit and you tone up a little bit, we would like to celebrate you. If you publish a book, we would like to celebrate you. If you're writing a book, if you wrote the first word, we would like to celebrate. Whatever is it that you would like to celebrate? Because oftentimes we go to life and we don't get celebrated, especially we don't celebrate ourselves. Honey, I'll be there. I'm like, high five myself. High five, girl. High five, girl. I high five myself. Right? So I want to say to you, just the same way I high five myself, I want to high five you too. I want to celebrate you. I want you to come on in here and let you know that, listen, Sister C. All right? I acknowledge you. I acknowledge you. So when we show up, let us remember that when we show up, we are not just showing up with intention, but we're showing up to take action. Good. Know that we got that established up in here. And I know that you are family. Listen, don't be a stranger to this family. You are a family member. And don't let me talk to myself either. Say hi to me. Would you just go up somebody's house and just sit there and just stare at them? My mama used to say to me that don't go to somebody else and go in their bedroom and sit down, or don't just go sit down without saying hi. I just don't get to the house and don't say hi. You say, no. My mama wasn't playing that. You're not going to walk up in somebody's space and you don't greet them. So don't come in my space and don't greet me. My mama would be really upset with you right about now. Right? So we don't want to just come on up in somebody else and just sit there staring at them. No. Can you hear the dog barking? Dog is like, no. Okay? So we want you to come on in here, wave to me, say hi. How are you doing? Yes, indeed. Let me know what you are doing tonight or this morning. Let me know how you're doing mentally right about now. Yes. Now listen to me. Whether you are new or you are returning. I want to say this. I want to inform you or remind you that we are all on a journey called life. And on this journey, there is a path called success. Everybody, absolutely everybody would like to create a success story because everybody got a story to tell. So everybody would like to create a success story. But let me tell you something. No one, absolutely no one can succeed by themselves. It doesn't matter who you are, whether you are the president, the prime minister, the governor, the mayor, the teacher, the student, the doctor, the lawyer, the patient. No one can succeed by themselves. So whatever position you find yourself in, whatever accomplishment you have accomplished, you did not get there by yourself. If you look into the political party, you see that they have a team. Therefore, you build a team around here. So when you build a team, you work together and you ignite each other and replenish the earth. That is the sole purpose why God created us, to put us here to replenish the earth and bring forth fruit. Let us go forward to bring forth fruit, not just sit and stare and wonder and overthink, as we talked about last night. Let us not overthink some stuff, but show up with the intention to take action. Because showing up with just an intention is just sitting there, staring, wondering, thinking, overthinking, getting overwhelmed, and you're not taking action. There's always an opportunity to take action. So as we go through this life, just remember, I need you and you need me. So come on in the room, and let us jump right into our topic of the night. Why is that saying? Okay, I did put it right. Okay, let us talk about how do you serve? How do you serve? We are going to go into the language of service tonight. We are going to talk about the language of serving each other. How do you serve? Listen to me. Let me tell you something. You know that I said that I came from a huge family. I'm not joking. I need for you to come a little bit closer. Put your ears very close because I like to talk about my family. I do. I like to talk about my family. I talk about me growing up. I talk about all that good stuff right up in here. And because I have the permission to talk about my family and I talk about them. Yes, I do. I talk about my family. I'll let you know a little bit about them, a lot more about them, something about them. I talk about my family. You see, as we talk about service, and I mentioned that I came from a farmer's background. When we talk about a farmer's background, simply mean that, hey, while you can go to the supermarket and purchase some fruit, I had the opportunity to come outside my house and just stretch my hand up and pick a fruit. Yes. And that was so beautiful. I didn't know anything about buying a fruit. Lord knows I didn't know nothing about buying a fruit, darling. I was like, well, I gotta buy a fruit. I gotta buy a banana. I had excess amount of bananas. I gotta buy a banana now? Woo! How is this possible? Why is this work? Why is this happening? Why is this happening to me? I gotta buy a banana when banana trees was overshadowing me. Banana trees was just overtaking me. I would eat banana until I just roll me over and let me go to sleep. Right? So I had banana trees for days. But let me tell you something. As we talk about serving, let me talk about my mama, because my mama used to serve. She served her household. And she did not only serve her household, but she served the community. She was a community mama. She was a community mama. Let me tell you something. My mama would get out there, honey, and she would serve the community well. She had a lot of children, okay? But she was taking, somebody's children would come right in her hand. Somebody else's children would come right up in her hand, and she did not put them away. She raised them. So she was the community mother. Yes, she was one of the community mother. And let me tell you something, it was beautiful just to watch all my mother serve. I mean, we never fuss and say, oh, you're not my sister, you're not my brother. Why are you in my house? Oh, I never had that. I never had that moment like, oh, why are you in my house? But something about my mother used to let things work. She served with such dignity. She served, and there are languages to serve. You see, my mama used to sit there and she would take the food and she would make it in. She would divide that food and then multiply it. Hey, anybody know that? Anybody know that? Anybody know that strategic way of how to feed the masses? For you to feed the masses, divide, then multiply. My goodness, let me tell you, if you are a math person, like, you're in accounting and all that stuff, you work with numbers. So if you're somebody like love to work with numbers, I was never a lover of working with numbers. I never liked working with numbers. No, I get it. I get in it. I'm getting it, right? I'm working with it now. But that was never my subject in school, to work with numbers. But let me tell you something. My mama knew how to work with numbers. She calculated them things. She sat there and said, listen, I'm going to divide and then I'm going to multiply. Anybody who knows that? Anybody who knows that? Because if you don't know that, honey, let me tell you something about my mama. She knew how to do it. And nobody got left behind. Absolutely nobody got left behind. Nobody went out of her space hungry. Nobody left out of her space saying they didn't have. Let me tell you, my mama was feeding up the community. We didn't lack anything. She knew how to divide and multiply at the same time. Do you know how to do that? So you see, as we talk about service, my mother had the languages. She had the languages to serve. And there are a couple of languages that we are going to use. Oh, there are a couple of languages that I am going to teach because this is a teaching platform. There are a couple of languages that I will teach you today of how to service each other. We are here to service humanity. And because we are here to service humanity, we got to learn the language. We got to learn the language of how to do this, right? And one of the languages that's very important, and then up to the day that my mother left, my mother had that language printed right on her face. She was laying in that casket, and she was still speaking that language, honey. You know, you can speak some language without even saying it by words. Silence is a language. And my mama had a language of service up to her casket. I'm like, Ma, you just up in that casket. You just doing all of that. Let me tell you, nobody was crying at her funeral, honey. I mean, who saw crying? They're like, what? You saw crying and they're like, ooh, never mind. The pastor overheard us like, okay, we see what you're doing. You're just doing that. She was doing it, right? And one of the language I'm talking about is the language of smile. Oh, my Lord. My mother had the language of smile, but don't cross her. She had the language of smile, and she would smile from here unto yonder, which she did. She smiled from here unto yonder, and she was just in the casket smiling away. What? Because it was a language of service. She serviced until her last breath. She serviced with a smile. That is a language that we got to practice. That when we are smiling, let's smile genuinely. If we are servicing you, smile genuine. Give a genuine smile. Sometimes you come outside and you don't got to say nothing, but you just smile. Somebody is coming towards you, you smile. Give a genuine smile. And you will see it makes such a difference in somebody else's life. Because when we are servicing others, we are showing up to make a difference for somebody else. Juicy. You didn't know that? When you show up, you're not showing up for yourself. You're showing up to make a difference for somebody. And my mom, I watched my mom. She did that. She did it. I'm like, Mom, you did that. You did it. Okay. So let us learn to service with a smile. There was a song that I learned. I'm trying to tell you, I go back into my little childhood. Oh my goodness. As a child, we learned all these little songs. Excuse me, we learned all these little songs. And we would sing and we would just go. We go to church, we do all these things and we clap and we just going about our business. We were just doing a lot of things, honey. And let me tell you, one of the songs that we learned was smile a while and give your face a rest. Raise your hand to the one you love the best. Then shake hands with those nearby and greet them with a smile. My goodness, everybody was smiling when we started singing that song. People were just smiling away and just going. My Lord. So when I tell you service with a smile, it makes a difference in somebody's life. And it makes a difference in your life too. Because listen, they say when you smile, you remove all the frowns, line, and the wrinkles. And boy, oh boy, everybody, just about everybody, ladies, tell the truth. Just about everybody right about now, they sit there and they want to keep their youthful self going. Everybody want to be youthful. Everybody just like, I don't want to get old. I want to just look young. You're getting up in age, but you just want to look really young, right? So smile a while. If you smile, you will see that it is instant work on the face. You think I'm joking? Try it. Try it if you think I'm joking. For the next couple of days, or better yet, for the rest of the month, smile every day and you will see smooth operator, right? Smile. The next language what we want to use to service humanity is we want to have a relaxed mind. Right. We want to have a relaxed mind. That is where we are not overthinking, because if we are overthinking something, we are not serving effectively, right? We are pulling, our thoughts are pulling us here and there and here and there and here, and that's pulling us all over the world. So we want to have our mind relaxed. When our mind is relaxed, we can service with that smile that I mentioned earlier. We can service with that smile. So let me tell you something. Every single waking moment, our thoughts will go around and around and up and down and sideways and floating and talk and chatter and all sort of stuff. But you are the boss. You can control every single thought that pops up to bully you, that pops up to annoy you, to pop up to overwhelm you. You can sit right and like, nope, not today. Right? Because every thought got a counteract thought. When we're having a negative thought, we counteract it with something positive. Every time we say you are not, you say I am. You are not, I am. You counteract it, and when you start bringing up more of the positivity, it start relaxing your mind. And so you can serve humanity on a relaxed level. Because when you serve humanity on a relaxed level, what is going to happen? Humanity is going to be relaxed. When you show up with love and you have a relaxed mind, the love that you are going to share is going to be smoother. But can you imagine you show up and you want to serve somebody with a mind that is not relaxed? It is going to be so aggravating. We are not in this. We're not on this journey for that. We want to show up smooth. They have a song that says smooth operator. Yes, we want to show up like that. We might have a little bump here, like a little roller coaster. But honey, let me tell you something. When our mind is relaxed, we are having our mind set on God, and God is telling us, listen, you are bold enough for me, baby. You are brave enough. You got this. I am with you. When God is saying that, it will give us more assurance, because for us to have a relaxed mind simply means we are depending more on our higher self. Simply means we are resting our thoughts above who we are right now. We are sending our thoughts to our greater being. We are sending our thought to our greater version. We are depending on God. All right? So as we depend on God, what is going to happen? We will show up and serve humanity with a relaxed mind. Though they have a book, I think I have it on my bookshelf. Don't sweat the small stuff. Anybody heard of that book? Don't sweat the small stuff. Simply mean what you really can't control. It might look big, but it's really not big. It is small. Okay? So don't sweat the small things in life. No, don't sweat the small stuff. Yes, let those small stuff go on about their business. Hey, if you sit there and you got out of your house and you missed the bus or the light change where you were not paying attention, don't sweat that. If you miss a phone call, don't sweat that either. If you text somebody and they didn't text you back, don't sweat that either. If you call somebody and they didn't call you back, don't sweat that either. Eventually, they will call. And if they don't call back, that's okay. Right? So don't sweat the small things in life. When you go, listen, sometimes when I go to the beach, as you can see me with my little seashell, sometimes I go to the beach and I'm like, ooh, I'm looking for a seashell. Then I don't sweat it if I don't find a seashell. But what happened? I find a rock. I don't sweat the small stuff that I did not find a seashell. And I said, oh, I didn't find a seashell today. What happened? No problem. I go on about my business with my rock. So yes, another thing, another way, another language that we want to show up so we can serve humanity with. We want to serve humanity with an open heart. Right? Let me tell you something. We are in the season of number 11. This is season 11 on the Question Live show. Season 11 simply means it is a season of open door. Wide open door. So I said wide open door. Simply mean I am saying let's have an open heart so we can see and serve each other. Open heart. When we open our heart, inside of our heart filled with love, and we said we want to share love with you. We want to come on up in here and we want to give you some love. Yes, indeed. Let me tell you something about my mama again. Something about my mama. My mama used to just love on people. She loved, Lord, she just loved. I'm like, good Lord. Her heart was like her heart would just keep expanding. You know, we all got a heart. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, if there's any doctors in the house, any doctors watching this, and you wish to correct me, because I thought this, I don't want to say I thought, but I believe it is correct, but I'm going to double check because this just came to me. So I'm going to double check in a moment. that we all got the same size heart. You may be his heart. We all got the same size heart. Can you imagine? So it doesn't matter who you are. Your size heart is like mine. So if we just open our heart just a little bit to share a little bit of that love with somebody, expand that love with somebody, and when it's open, what is going to happen? We are going to receive that love. We are going to receive that kindness. We're going to receive that peace. So when the heart is open, we are giving you some, and then it's open to receive. As the heart moves in this manner, it moves, it pumps. It's saying that you are ready to receive and to give love. That is what's inside of our heart. Our heart go with veins, and inside of us we run with veins and arteries and all that good stuff, running with the color of red, the blood, and we all got the same color. So let us understand this, that we are here to serve from the heart as it pumps in and out, in and out, in and out. So we want to serve. That's a language. The language is to serve with a open heart. Another language that we want to use when we want to show up, seeing somebody above our circumstances. Get it? We are facing a lot of things. Nothing is bypassing us. We are facing a lot of things, right? And your circumstances might be different from what I am going through. So we are all going through different things at the same time, in different space and time. However, when we start seeing our circumstances, and we don't lock ourselves into those circumstances, but we open up a little bit and we start seeing somebody else's circumstances, and we start operating with the language of compassion to the other person, you will see that we will serve more effectively. Our circumstances, we sit and we get overwhelmed, but when we detour ourselves, when we distract ourselves from our circumstances and we see you and like, okay, let me stand with you for a second. You're going through some stuff. And yes, please acknowledge what you're going through. What you are going through, it is always a thing, because I always say that we should be very much aware of our mental status, because mental health is not just one day. We must be aware of our mental status, because mental health awareness is every day, not a month. It is every day, right? And because it is every day, check in on yourself. Check in. So whenever you are going through, when we are going through some things, we get so caught up in whatever we're going through. But let me tell you, somebody is knocking on our heart. Somebody saying, hi, can you just sit with me for a second? Sometimes I put away what I am going through and I attend to somebody, 2, 3, 4 people. Then what happened? It distracts me from what I'm going through. Not that I'm not going to come back to it, but when I come back to it, it seems lighter than how I left it. So it is so good when we serve with an open heart, because when we serve, hey, I might go outside right now. It is 99 degrees or whatever the degrees is. I might just hand a cup of water to somebody while they don't know that I am going through something, because again, we are all going through something. So while I'm going through something, I might just be handing out a cup of water to somebody passing by. Like, hey, it's hot. Here's a cup of water. Here's a bag of this. But no, because you see, we hear this all the time. Well, not all the time for everybody, but it's written. It is scriptural written that it is better to give than to receive. Simply mean that when you give out of your heart, what is going to happen, what you are going to receive, you might say, oh, no, I don't give me back. Nobody don't give me back. No, that is exactly what that is saying. Don't give to expect back somebody to give back to you. It's better you give that person and don't have that intention to expect a return. Right? Because what is happening with that scripture, it is saying better to give than to receive. Right. But it's better to, when you give, don't give with the intention that that same person is going to give back to you. That's what it's saying. That is the interpretation. That person might not give back to you, but somewhere along the line, somebody is going to replenish what you just gave out. Has this ever happened to you? You gave something and all of a sudden what you have got multiplied? Or is it just me that go through this thing? You got something and it just multiply because you gave something. Because God got a way to replenish our soul. When God put us together, he said, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. Simple mean when you give something that you have, it might not be abundance. It might not be excess amount, but you're sharing that which you have. And let us clear this up. When we are saying sharing or when we're saying supporting, it's not always about money. It is that you're sharing your time. It's that you're sharing your talents, your gifts. It is you sharing with somebody. You're sharing on their dream. You're helping to birth their purpose. You're helping to birth their vision and their dreams. So when we talk about sharing and supporting, we're talking about showing up for somebody else. It is a language to serve when we show up. Show up with an open heart and say, listen, I'm here just to listen to you. Right? Just to listen, right? Because when you show up to serve, that is a language just to listen. Sometimes they don't need for you to say anything, but to like know that I'm there. If you are new to this channel, for those who've been here, you know I talk about the people on the street. I don't call them homeless because for them the street is their home. I call them hopeless people. The hopeless people on the street, what usually happened to them? They lost hope. They lost hope. I mean, I go through and I meet them over and over. And I used to talk about my hopeless sister, and she always greet me with a song. Oh, I haven't seen her in a long time. I hope she's okay. And she would greet me with a song all the time, and we would have this great big sister bond thing every single time. She would update me on what she's doing. Maybe she did relocate because she wanted to relocate. You know, she would sing and she would update me of her status and all these things. And then I would just go around and I would meet all these hopeless people and I would sit with them and I would serve them, right? Service don't mean that I'm giving them food and all that stuff. I serve them by being in their space. I serve them by letting them know that somebody sees them. And because oftentimes, you know what happened to those people? They believe that nobody sees them. They believe that nobody sees them. They'll sit there and like, nobody even notices that I'm here. Nobody care about me. I'm just in this corner. I'm just stuck on this street corner. I'm in this tunnel. I'm under the bridge. And nobody even see me. So when you look at these people and saying that nobody sees me. And when I can show up and say, I see you. I acknowledge your presence. I acknowledge your beauty. You might be going through right now, but I see you, right? And when you show up and you serve like that, they don't know that when you are telling them that, it is ministering back to you because what you give is coming right back. It's like a boomerang. Sometimes you sit there like, oh my God, like you need a hug. But when you are talking and you're encouraging them and you're giving them that space, what is happening? That is hugging on your heart. It is giving your heart a hug. And all that you're saying is just wrapping around your heart. And that leads me to the next language, which we ask God. Prayer is a language to serve. We ask God to renew our effort every day. Renew our effort every day. Renew our vision every day. Renew our dreams every day. Renew our intention every day. Once we have a good intention, a positive intention, we must show up with that and ask God to renew it every day. When we get renewed every day, let me tell you, we will show up to serve humanity in such a way that it will make God smile. Let me tell you, it will show up that you might just be like my mama that went on home smiling in her casket. Yes, you might just be that next person. Smiling and going on in your casket. I got hiccups. My goodness. That smiling going on in your casket, right? So smile. Go out there and smile a while and give your face the rest. So let's go over the languages that we're talking about, the languages of servicing someone. The languages of serving humanity. There's few of them that we're gonna go over them really, really fast. Why is that saying? Um, this is not connected. Okay, it is connected. Let us go over there really fast. How do you serve? We service with a smile. We serve it with different languages. When we serve with languages, we're serving with a smile. Not just, we used to call it in Jamaica plastic smile. Fake smile. Yeah, in Jamaica we say plastic smile. I don't know who else around the world. I can only speak for my little island. Uh-huh. Or you want to say fake smile. Don't give a fake smile. If you don't want to smile, don't force yourself to smile. If you don't feel like smiling with somebody, don't smile with them. If somebody smiles with you and you don't want to smile back with them, don't force yourself. But smile genuinely with somebody. That is a way that you serve. Serve with a genuine smile, right? And when you serve with a genuine smile, you know what the result will be? Less wrinkles. Yes, less wrinkles will pop on your face. So the language, how do you serve? Service with a smile. Right? Smile a while and give your face a rest. Raise your hand to the one you love the best. Then shake hands with those nearby and greet them with a smile. Yes, that is a song that I learned. Let us serve with a smile, because when we serve with a smile, we will go on into having an open heart to give love with an open heart. When we give love with an open heart, you will see that the world will be better. The world needs people to care, and the world needs people to share. The world needs love, because love covers all. When we show up with such love, we are more kind. We respect each other. We have loyalty. We don't judge unnecessarily. We should not be even judging. So let us remember to show up with a open heart filled with kindness, tenderness, compassion, and love, peace. The world needs peace and love and kindness. So let us show up with that. Now, when we show up another language, that we show up again, let us look above our circumstances and smile and serve somebody. Sometimes when we serve somebody, it is coming right back to us. We serve and it's coming back to us. I don't know if I told this story. Maybe I did tell this story. I needed a hug. I needed somebody to talk to. I needed to express. I was having a rough day. It was just a rough day. I was overwhelmed. And I tell you the story, I was overwhelmed. And I just sat there and I didn't want to cry going outside. I don't remember if I tell the story, I might put up the video. I don't know if I wanted to cry, but I held my tears back because I was going outside. And then I met a lovely lady, and she started talking to me. And while she started talking to me, there was somewhere inside of me that there was a tear boiling up. That tear was like, girl, cry. But I didn't want to cry because I was listening so much to her, because no, I forgot about my circumstances. I put my circumstances on the back burner just to put a lending ears. And I opened up myself to listen to her. And she was telling me her story. And we walked together and we talked together as if we knew each other for a very long time. And we went on and on until she opened her mouth and said, oh, the doctor says, and I was listening really, really close to what she was saying. The doctor said, I don't have cancer anymore. I said, what? What did she say? And I thought that's what she said. She said, the doctor said, I don't have cancer anymore. And let me tell you something. I look at her. I stopped walking. She stopped walking. And I asked her, excuse me, what you just said? And she repeated herself. The doctor said, I don't have cancer anymore. And let me tell you so much. I wanted to hug and squeeze her so much. But if she only know I needed a hug and squeeze so I could feel better. But my goodness, I looked away over past my circumstances. And I said, oh my God. right? And I squeezed the very tear that was trying to choke me. I squeezed the tear right back inside. I said, oh no, not today, because if I cry, it won't be a sad cry. It will be a happy cry for this lovely survivor. Let me tell you something. When we open our heart to serve, we will see that not only that we will get miracle story that will replenish our soul, but when we open our heart to others and bypass our circumstances, my Lord, that simply means that we have serviced humanity. We want to service humanity in such a way that when we are going, even in our sleep, we're going to lay down, we go back home. The very circumstance that we left to go outside, it might just look diminished when we get back inside. You think I'm joking? I am not joking. I'm telling you, I told a story. I don't know if there's a video regarding it, but if there is a video, if there's not a video, I am gonna come and put up that story. And let me tell you, I came back home and I forgot even what was the circumstance I was gonna cry for. And then I started talking about the circumstance when I did the video, and I just bawl away. I cried because I'm like, no, my God, let me hug on myself. Let me hug myself. So you see, when you service someone, I gave her hope and she gave me strength. I gave her hope, she gave me strength. The doctor gave her hope and she came back and she used that hope and she gave me hope. And not knowing that my circumstances was overwhelming me. But let me tell you something. How do you serve will matter. So as we go through life, let us leave this one language to ask God to come on in and renew our effort every day. Now listen to me. This is your host right here, Verona Willis-Brown, saying thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Question Live Show. This is where we come on in, we empower, we inspire, but most of all, we support each other. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. See you tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow, same time, same place, or I might just do a live somewhere else tomorrow. Tune in, hit the notification bell, subscribe so you can know when I go live. Bye.